put your ball in the trees and then you lip out the puck. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Oh, wait,
what happens now? Pete's not here. What do we do?
What? Who does the intro?
We're not saving grace.
Hello, and welcome to the Rough Cut Golf Podcast. This is episode 10. As you will notice something very odd about this setup. There is no Peter Finch, which I think it does feel a little bit weird. Now that we've hit record, it does feel odd.
He's missing. He is missing.
He is missing, yeah.
Do we know where he is?
No. Do you know? I've not been told.
He's playing in the snow somewhere, I heard.
30 mile an hour winds.
Yeah. Give someone that information. You go, where do you think he is playing 40 mile an hour winds in the snow? I don't think they'll be saying Arizona.
No, that's true. So, yes, Peter's in Arizona right now. What's he doing?
He is visiting PXG.
Ooh.
He is visiting Mr. Bob Parsons and the PXG team at Scottsdale
National.
Scottsdale National, that's it. Yeah, so we get a lot of comments of people saying, well, why don't you test PXG? Or, you know, similarly to we had with people saying, why don't you test the Wilson, you know, the Wilson drivers and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Lots of people comment, you know, PXG's affordable now, and maybe it wasn't so when it first came first came out, but like now it's much more affordable, and like loads of people are like in the comments, why didn't you? And so Pete got invited over there to review some stuff.
It's quite a niche fitting as well. It's like a £30,000.
Oh yeah, it's full out. Yeah,
it's like a exclusive, like very very exclusive.
It's going to be good. And then he's taking, well, I don't know which clubs he's taking with him, because if you have seen on the old social medias, Pete's
is that a long enough word that you had to like shorten it even more?
Sochi Meads, that's what I call it. As you've seen on social media, Pete's clubs and all of his clothes and some of the camera gear didn't make it all the way to Arizona. So I don't know what clubs he'll be playing with, but he's also going to go and play the Bad Little Nine.
Yeah, Bad Little Nine, which is apparently the most difficult golf course in the world.
Yeah,
it's a par 3 course, right?
Par 3 course. No one's ever broken par.
So
until now,
until Mr. Finch.
I think we'll hear a lot more about that next episode, won't we?
100%.
He'll talk about that a lot more, and I think that Bob Parsons is going to be on the.
Apparently so, yeah.
He's coming on the podcast.
We're not actually going to be here in Manchester in Reddish, but he's going to be
in.
Yeah, he's going to be on apparently.
Oh wow, well that sounds good.
Just a little like.
So our first guest on the podcast is going to be Bob Parsons from PXG.
Yeah.
So that's a little sneak peek into next week's episode.
I think
I'll suffix all of this by saying Pete has not signed a deal with PXG. This is just a trip that he's been invited on for him to kind of see PXG clubs for the kind of probably the first time on the channel, really.
Yeah, like, it might be.
We've hardly done anything. And like you say, they used to be so highly priced, where now they've kind of dropped themselves back into a direct-to-consumer kind of market.
They've almost gone like the completely opposite direction, isn't they?
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't actually think I've ever played golf with anyone who has PXG clubs in their bag.
No.
I see a lot of it on like on Golf Reddit. You know, people are like, "Oh, I've got full set of PXG clubs," and you're like, "Well," which is awesome because it gets you out playing golf. But like, you're right. I don't think I've ever gone to the course.
I don't think I have. No.
Do you think it's more American, like based?
Definitely.
Yeah, I was going to.
I think that's part of the reason that Pete said we hadn't reviewed them on the channel yet, is because they're just pretty hard to get here. Like it's pretty tough to maybe not so necessarily to get them shipped here, because of course you can just pay whatever and get them shipped, but like it's hard to get that stuff in the UK. So pretty exciting for Pete to be over there doing the big old fitting and the full experience, and having lunch with Bob Parsons, and then taking out his newly fitted clubs and trying to break par at the Bad Little Nine.
Yep.
Now, who was it, Jacob? I think it may have been you who looked up the Bad Little Nine, and that course looks ridiculous, doesn't it?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's scary. That's what it is. It's so if you're not aware what the course is, it's a 9-hole par 3 course, and it's basically been designed not necessarily to make you want to tear your hair out, but it will make you do that, but also try and have fun at the same time.
Right, okay.
Which is a weird thing. You think of how you can be left on the golf course and you're like, I'm never playing this game again. Yeah. And that's what they've gone for. Something that's going to make you leave and go, I don't want to play anymore.
Just looking at he put up some tweets yesterday and I saw the course.
Yeah.
Like architecturally, it looks
it's awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I'll throw up a few photos here and we can have a look.
Yeah.
If you're watching.
It's a really cool looking course, and some of the shots you have to hit. I mean, you're landing it on a sixpence basically, and if you don't, then you're off. And the video I watched, I can't remember who it was now. Golf WRX. They had a conversation with Bob Parsons about it and the architects, and they basically just said like every course we went or every hole we went into was like, okay, well that course was they have to hit the green in a really tight area. Yeah. Now this one, what we're going to do is make them hit over something ridiculous, and then the next one we're going to make sure that they're going to have to hit into a bunker. Like you are not going to make a 3 if you do not go into that back bunker. Which is just like an absurd way to think about golf, but like
mental. I
like the idea of the architects. Like we play a lot of like simi golf here in the studio. In fact, we set up to play 9 holes this morning, running through 6 of them. And I'm actually beating Kieran.
He is. Yeah.
I'm actually beating Kieran. We're playing straight up from the same tees, and I'm beating you by a little bit. We got 3 left. Yeah. But I do love that like course designers take into account the fact that most people are going to hit their drive to the right here. So I'm going to put a giant great big bunker there, or these trees are going to grow out into this area so that Kieran always ends up in them. Like they take that stuff into account, which I think is really, really good.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see like when he comes back on next episode just to talk about it. Like,
it's
just going to be mental. So
there's a debate as to whether we actually ask him when he arrives or whether we save that conversation for the podcast, because I imagine there's going to be some pretty crazy stuff. And the only other thing to say about it is that none of us are there to film it. So
yeah, that's true.
Whatever you're seeing, Pete shot on his own.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to wait until I edit it, or even if you edit it. Like I don't want to know. I want to like experience how he does as I work through it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think he's got no tripod. He's got no he was going to get the drone up as well. He's got no drone.
It's going to be like what he comes back with. I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, it's like he's like our lost child, and we're like, no, he's got no pocket money. Yeah. He doesn't know where he is.
It's gonna be very rough cut.
Yeah, gonna be very rough cut.
There you go.
Was that all right?
That was good. Yeah.